It's so good to be with you right now. I'm just coming off of a groove session to prepare for this. And, sometimes people think that to do meditation, you have to prepare with waterfalls and sounds of the rainforest. And that's all cool. But I was just jamming to Janet Jackson's Anytime, Any Place. Anytime, any place, I don't care who's around. And that's just for y'all who know that, that's just a vibe. And it's just okay, it centered me. So in this, just I Need a Minute, I'm going to introduce y'all to something that I recently learned. You see my little doggy in the back, that way. I've been part of a chaplaincy internship that I've been on, and it's kind of winding down. And I learned something, part of a Buddhist tradition, and it's called the Brahma Viharas. And the Brahma Viharas is basically four practices or four ways to look at life and how to use them in order to find some balance. And one of them that I'll introduce to you now is called equanimity. And that's a dollar jar word. So equanimity basically means finding balance in the midst of tense situations. So even tense feelings. And the purpose of that is to be able to allow yourself to receive and also allow yourself to let go, right? And meet somewhere in the middle. And they talk about a middle path. And a middle path is not being able to adhere to either pleasurable or not pleasurable things. So I have some notes here. So there's some ways that we perceive the world. We perceive the world through our senses, right? Eyes to see, skin to feel. And the way that we see the world through our senses, mi hermano, we can see things that make us happy. We can experience pleasure. Hola, mi marido. Or we can see things in life that cause us pain, things that we dislike, and things that are in the neutral. And so it's the understanding that life swings back and forth. And sometimes we'll stay in the pleasurable moments for a while, and then we'll swing back, and there'll be some tense, painful things that we experience. But one of the things that in the Buddhist tradition, and a lot of the Buddhist traditions teach us, is the only constant thing is change. Change will always happen. And how we respond to change is the important thing. So when this term equanimity, and in the Pali language, upekkha, it helps us to receive without attaching or pushing away. So we know that everything is flowing. It's like a wave, the tide comes in and it pulls out, and what gets left behind is what we need, and what gets pulled away is what we don't need. It's almost like, take what you need, like when you're eating chicken, eat the meat and stay with the bones, and take away the bones. And also this whole thing about upekkha, equanimity, is understanding that accepting the things as they are and not as we wish them to be or want them to be. And that doesn't mean accepting things and saying, oh, it's okay. It doesn't mean when you accept things that you don't do action. It's just being able to let go of the expectations of a situation and just say, okay, I'm going to let go of this. I'm not going to attach myself to this painful situation, but yet I'm going to center myself in order to say, okay, I'm going to be willing to receive the things that I need and accept the things as they are and keep it moving. So I'm gonna ask for you to center yourself, or just be however you want to be uncomfortable. Like, I was thinking, what am I going to wear for I just need a minute. I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up authentically, y'all. So I got my robe on. I'm here in my little comfy chair, and we're going to do this meditation together. Okay, it's a silent meditation, it's a guided meditation, so there's no music or anything like that. And you can do this. I did this at the DMV when I was trying to change my address here. And the DMV is not the best place that people think that you can do some meditation, but it's awesome. So take a deep breath. And if you want, you can close your eyes, or you can rest your gaze. You could lower your gaze. So take a deep breath in and let it out. Have your breath do its natural pace, and be mindful of where you feel the breath. Do you feel it in your nose? Do you feel it in the back of your throat? When you breathe in, do you feel it in your belly? Does it feel warm? Does it feel cool? It's just being mindful of your breath and not changing the way it fluctuates. It's just, where do you feel it? And where in your body do you feel tension? Where do you feel pleasure? Be mindful of it. Now, if you like, you could place your hand on your heart. You can place your hand on where you feel the tension is. And just acknowledge your body. Let's take a moment to thank our higher power, God, the divine, the universe. Just thank you for this body. Thank you for the beauty in it. Thank you for making this body the way it is, to function the way it needs to be for me. And even in places that needs improvement or special attention, we just want to thank the universe and God and the source of love to be with us. Thank you for being with us as we journey through changes in our bodies. And in the spirit of this Buddhist tradition of equanimity, of upekkha, I'm going to repeat 3 mantras that are traditionally associated to this. And I want you to offer these mantras to yourself. So I'll repeat it once. You can repeat it out loud or in your head, but I'll give us space to repeat it and to really offer it to ourselves. So, as we have our eyes closed or our gaze rested, repeat after me. May I accept things as they are. May I accept things as they are. All beings, including myself, are owners of their own actions. I am the owner of my own actions. I will care for myself, but I cannot stop myself from suffering. Now, we'll repeat these mantras again, and I want you to think of someone that you may have a difficult relationship with, a difficult time and challenging time with them. And this is one of the most important things in this meditation, is being able to offer the same things that you've offered to yourself to that person. Yeah, it's tough. If this triggers you, if this is something uncomfortable, don't do it. When we do this again, offer it to yourself again. But if you have someone in your mind that you have a challenging relationship, I want you to breathe in, breathe out. May you accept the things as they are, keeping in mind the person that you have in your mind. May you accept the things as they are. All beings, including you, are owners of their actions. And finally, with this person in mind, I will care for you, but I cannot stop you from suffering. And now feel your body and see where anything has resonated. Do you feel it in your chest? Is it weird? We take one final breath in, one final breath out. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Now, if you've done this for the first time, I know how hard it could be. I want to say something, though, about the person that you have a challenging experience with. This whole thing about, I will care for you, but I cannot stop you from suffering, sounds a little bit harsh. But the thing about that statement is it allows us to be present and not go into fix-it mode. It is a mouthful. It allows us to be present and say, I can care for you, even if that means I need to care for you from a distance. It stops us from being in fix-it mode and feeling like we need to engage and to attach ourselves to either painful or pleasurable things. So if that is hard, it is totally natural. It's still hard for me. Offer it to yourself. Offer that presence to yourself and that love, and understand that there's painful situations in life, but we can still care for ourselves, and we can still lean on a higher power that can care for ourselves in the midst of that. So I really hope that you got something from this. I hope that it kind of pushed you a little bit as I experienced it, and I keep on experiencing it. And just know that if we accept the things as they are, we can navigate through life a little easier. And we can also instill action if it comes to social justice. So, hope you find balance in your life. Hope you find calm and peace on this moment. And thank you for joining me on I Just Need a Minute. Peace and blessings to you all. Love you.